Hi there, so this video is a how to foam roll for post-run or just for like a general stretch. Foam rolling is something that is so beneficial to runners, but also to anyone who has some tension in their legs. A really great way just to release it off. It can help ease our DOMs, the delayed onset muscle soreness we get post-run, help us recover faster. Improve our flexibility and reduce injury. So it's really helpful thing to be using in your recovery sessions. There's loads of different types of foam rollers. I've just got a nice plain simple one. It's got quite a bit of give to it, so it's quite a nice one. It's not too evil. The best thing to do is just go to the gym, and usually they have a good range there, and just go and try some out and feel what feels good for you. If they are a bit more spiky or lumpy, they are a bit more specific, so you can get a bit more sort of trigger point release. But this one's good for just a really good general stretch. I've also got a couple of balls here that I'm going to be using through my glutes, just to demonstrate how you can do a bit more specific work with these. Okay, so I'm going to start with my glutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, what I want to work is I'm going to start my right one. I'm going to take my foot across over my knee, and I'm just going to place my glute up on the foam roller, and I'm just going to gently forwards and backwards roll over that foam roller. So I'm going right up to the crest of my pelvis, and then rolling right the way through those glute muscles and hip rotators. Stopping at any points that feel a bit tight, holding, breathing, waiting till it releases, and moving on. So the key here is just to go slow, just work through that tissue and work slow. You find a sore point, you breathe into it, wait till it releases, and move on. Okay, and then you just do the same thing on the other side. So you literally just switch the leg across, and then you can work on the left one. I won't demonstrate that right now. We're going to come down into the hamstring. So what we're going to do is we're going to start right where the hamstring inserts into the pelvis, and then roll right down into the knee, being careful of the back of the knee, but coming into here. You can do both legs together, but I like it to do it nice and specific, so you can just roll like this, but it's much more effective just to do one leg at a time. So just take one out to the side, place the foam roller right in, so almost sitting up on it. So it's really getting into where that the hamstring's inserting into the pelvis there. So just roll over there a little bit, and then just take the foam roller and come right down like that. So again, finding a tight spot, breathing, allowing it to release, and then moving on. And it's important to get the whole of the hamstrings in, so you can roll with your leg nice and straight, and then rotate it inwards. So you're getting more on sort of the adductors here and the medial hamstring, and rotating it out to get into that lateral hamstring there as well. For that one. And again, making sure you're coming right up into that origin there, into the pelvis. Okay, and then to work on the IT band, there's not really any point foam rolling the actual IT band. It's a band of connective tissue. So the best way to get release through there is to work nice and close through the hamstring, so nice and lateral here, nice and close on the quad muscle here that's feeding into the IT band, and also just to focus it where the IT band comes and joins into the knee. So you can get a nice bit of release there, which gives more slack on the connective tissue, and getting it right up where it originates from in the hip as well. So just turn onto your side, and then you can take your foot across like this, and just gently rolling and rotating to release into that insertion, and then the same thing up in the top of the hip as well. So I'm placing it on, and then just gently working into the origin of the IT band there as well. And also getting, you know, some of the glute med and min here as well. A little bit into the TFL and become a little bit more anterior. Okay, then we're going to move on to the calves. So pretty much the same as the hamstrings. You're going to start down the ankle. And then you're just going to roll straight down. And back up again. And doing it nice and slow. So you can rotate your leg right out. Get those peroneal muscles down the side. Right into the ankle. And then medially as well. If you feel like you need a little bit more here, you can just take your foot across, the other foot across on top. Give a bit more pressure so it makes it a little bit more juicy. But nothing needs to be more than a 6 out of 10. So if that's feeling too much, you just stick with that single leg. The key here is that, you know, it's going to be uncomfortable and that's fine. But if it's more than a 6 out of 10, you're just going to be causing pain. And if you're seizing your muscle up and tensing, you're not going to get much change in the muscle. The more it can be relaxed, the more change you're going to get. Okay, so we're going to come onto the tibialis anterior. So this is the muscle that runs down the side of our shin bone here. And it's involved in this movement, so it gets really overworked when we're running. So what I'm going to do is you want to come onto the foam roller, but make sure you come slightly off that. You don't want to go right in the shin bone, you want to come so you're on the side of it like this. And then you're just going to take it, the foam roller, and roll forwards and backwards. Use the full length of that muscle. And again, just pausing at any tight spots. Same method as before. Pausing, breathing, and working through it till you feel like your muscle has softened and released. Remembering to try and keep it as relaxed as possible. Next we've got the quads. So the easiest way is just to come and lie on top of the foam roller. So you try to pop your hips on, so you get into those hip flexors as well. And you're just rolling up and down on the foam roller. Again, if you want to, so both legs at the same time. But again, I just think it's a little bit nicer to do it one at a time, a bit more specific. So you just take your arms down on the floor, and then you're just going to pop your leg on top, take the other leg out, and you can focus it more on the side, coming into the lateral edge of the quad there, that's sort of feeding into the IT band. And then more medially. Just there. So if you're particularly sore, you might find that putting your weight on top of the foam roller is just too much for you. So what you can do is you just take the foam roller, and I'm going to demonstrate it on the quad muscle here. So you place it on top, and then I'm going to apply pressure with both my arms, nice and evenly, and I'm just going to allow my arms to roll the foam roller down. And back up again. And it's you can quite easily change whether you're working on the middle or the lateral or the medial bit of the leg. And it just gives you a little bit, nice and consistent because I'm using my arms in the pressure, but it's a little bit less intense. Of course, this technique is harder to perform on the back, but you can definitely still do it down the tibialis anterior. Okay, then I'm just going to show you a little bit of release work in the glutes with the balls as well. So if you find that's nice general release, but you want something a little bit more specific, we've got a nice spiky ball here and just another smaller sort of, it's a nice hard bouncy ball, sort of golf ball-ish size. So you just take the ball and pop it under your glute, and you're basically just going to roll around in it till you find a point that feels nice and tight. Got one there? Okay, and then we're just going to try and relax our glutes. So really nice deep breath in, and then let go. And just take a few breaths until you can really feel that tension releasing there. And as it releases, just move around, find another spot and just repeat until you feel like everything's nice and relaxed off. Experiment with a few different balls and see which one you find works best for you. How long to perform these exercises for? It kind of, people ask this all the time, it really varies on you. What's most important is that you have felt that your muscles have given and relaxed, and you feel like everything's eased off. It's not really a set time, but also the other thing to remember is that if you've only got a little bit of time, anything's better than nothing. Just do a bit when you can. But I think the key with this is that if you use this regularly, post-run and away from running as a nice stretching session, you really will feel the benefits of this.